Everything we do is practice for something greater than where we currently are. And you might say, but Dom, I know that already. Well, my friend, knowledge is of no value unless you put it into practice. So today I'm going to talk about deliberate practice and how to use it to gain mastery. Are you ready? Let's go. Welcome back. My name is Dom and I help people to step into their truth and power. And so I guess the best place to start here is, what is the real difference between regular practicing and deliberate practice? And can anyone really use this technique? Well, deliberate practice refers to a special type of practice that is intentional, purposeful, and systematic. While regular practice might include mindless repetition, deliberate practice requires focused attention and is conducted with an intention and a goal of improving something very specific. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to step into deliberate practice and how to use it to gain mastery. In recent years, there has been a lot of attention focused on the idea of deliberate practice. There are several books on the topic, and there's been quite a large body of associated research on it as well. There's no doubt that deliberate practice is the best way to advance yourself. The process to use deliberate practice to master what you want can really be done by anybody. The first step is to first identify your weaknesses. Now, I'm not a proponent of focusing on your weaknesses but your strengths, but sometimes we do need to be honest with ourselves and ask, what's that one skill that I need to improve or strengthen in order to become proficient and be successful? So become honest with yourself and ask, how can you best use the time that you do have available to you to be able to do this for yourself? What one specific skill can you deliberately practice that will bring you the biggest result, the greatest benefit? Second, have a purpose for your deliberate practice sessions. It's not just enough to go to the driving range and hit golf balls mindlessly, or randomly pulling out sheet music and playing the piano won't help your piano playing much either. We need to identify specifically what we need to practice in those disciplines. When I was learning to play the guitar when I was a kid, I remember having to learn how to play the B chord. It's a bar chord, and it was the first bar chord I learned, and I found it extremely difficult to learn. If I picked music without a B chord in it, I may have been practicing my guitar playing, but I wasn't practicing that one specific thing I needed to learn to improve my ability to play. So before you begin practicing anything, it's really necessary to know exactly what you're trying to accomplish or improve. Really think about your practice session and write down your objectives. Maybe it's to learn the C major scale or to hit the ball 5 out of 10 swings. Know your intention before getting to work practicing. Third, consistency is king. Do it daily, deliberately. If you only practice once or twice a week, your progress is going to be much slower. Our highest level of development is also much lower then too. There's no substitute for consistent, deliberate practice. And if you have the bandwidth, practice more than once a day to maximize the benefit and effect of deliberate practicing. Fourth, deliberate practice requires your full attention. It's deliberate, because distraction will kill your attention and your ability to stay in deliberate practice every single time. We know that our practice session will be much less effective if we're constantly distracted. So remember, the quality of your practice is dependent on the amount of focus and attention you can create and maintain. Fifth, seek to improve, but not to be perfect. Deliberate practice is all about improvement, not just repetition, and not all about just becoming perfect. Just because I do something 100 times doesn't mean I'll improve, unless I have an intention and will to make each attempt better than the last. And to be wise in this intention, progress isn't a straight line. It's an up and down line type of experience. So some days are going to be strong and other days not so much. But overall, when you take the opportunity to stand back and look at the progress, to look at your progress line, even though it will be up and down day over day, overall, the line is going up and you're feeling and showing the improvement. Mastery requires a lot of incremental improvements. So if your intention is to improve, your rate of improvement will be higher too. Sixth, have a mentor, a teacher, or a coach. This can make all the difference. Regardless of their title, what's important is their expertise. A great golf coach can immediately pinpoint the error in your swing. A piano teacher knows what's wrong with your hand position on the keyboard. And a life coach can help you to discover and break through what is keeping you stuck in a particular aspect of your life that you're wanting to change or to improve. And really resist taking instruction from that person personally. Their feedback is critical for our success because without it, you will continue to practice the wrong things over and over. Are you sure you're doing it correctly or the most efficient way? Soliciting this kind of help can drastically shorten your learning curve, and it can really help you to break through. It reduces the pain of that feeling that you're banging your head against the wall over and over again and just getting nowhere. In the past 4 years, I've hired business coaches, health coaches, and life coaches, and it has had a massive impact, not only on my personal life, but my professional one too. I'm not the same person I was when I started because having these people in my corner supporting me and helping me to get where I want to be so much more quickly has enabled me to live a much more happy and fulfilled life. They've helped me see what I couldn't see for myself. Part of deliberate practice is to be effective in having awareness, self-awareness. And so if I have that self-awareness, I then am empowered and I have the ability to change my experience to experience more success. If I don't have the awareness, I'll continue to struggle until I figure it out on my own, and God knows when that would be, right? And so for some things, that could just take a lot of time. Soliciting help from an expert is worth its weight in gold. Seventh, allow time to rest. Physical and mental recovery are absolutely necessary. Our focus and deliberate practice can only be maintained for so long before we run out of gas. So experiment with this. Give yourself the opportunity to find the optimal length of practice sessions that work best for you. How much of a break do you need in between? In the end, only you can really determine that. And eighth, deliberate practice cannot overcome everything. For example, if you're short and slow and middle-aged, you won't be playing in the NBA, no matter how much you practice. Doing drills isn't going to increase your height or reduce your eligibility age to play on the NBA. Deliberate practice consists of using your time in a very intentional and focused way. Identify those specific things that you want to work on and that you want to build your practice routine around and begin addressing them. Consistency is king. With deliberate practice, you'll begin to gain mastery and see what you are truly capable of. So I'm curious, what do you find most challenging about deliberate practice? I invite you to share that in the comments below because I'd like to support you in helping you to step into mastering whatever it is you're seeking to improve. And I'd like to also take this time to invite you to join my brand new free online community, ProEmpowerment Online. I'm sharing valuable content there in the news feed of that community each week, but even more so, you'll have an opportunity to join in the conversation in a place where we can share freely with like-minded people without feeling judged or being shut down or censored for your beliefs. To join me in that community, it's 100% free. I invite you to just click on the ProEmpowerment Online link in the comments or description box below. And with that, I'd like to thank you for joining me today. I love you for being here. And until I connect with you again for my next video, stay well, stay healthy, and stay empowered.